The reason that Bitcoin is so sound, literally sound, is because it's thermodynamically sound. And it's this masterpiece of engineering because we've created a monetary asset where we've stripped away all the counterparty risk. So the real promise of Bitcoin is it's a network that is backed by pure digital power measured in exahash, 350 exahash. And that digital power is something that can't be spoofed, can't be hacked, can't be tricked. There's no way to take a shortcut through it.
The Bitcoin Miami conference has grown to become the largest Bitcoin conference in the world and the greatest gathering of investors, educators, developers, and other key players in the digital asset sector. The conference this year was no exception, featuring hundreds of speakers that included 2 candidates for the U.S. presidency, parliamentarians, a number of well-known best-selling authors, and some of the greatest personalities in the Bitcoin industry. People with deep expertise of the financial sector and Bitcoin superior services for all types of investors, like macro analyst Lynn Alden, CEO Jack Mallers, Validus Power executive Greg Foss, and MicroStrategy executive chairman Michael Saylor, do well with the audience. Bill Miller, the 4th potential chairman and chief investment officer of Miller Value Partners, and Michael had a fireside conversation in which they addressed some of the characteristics and foundations of Bitcoin, and why it is a leading global asset without peers. The executive chairman of MicroStrategy believes that in order to grow personally, everyone should concentrate on 10 key traits. You learn that Bitcoin embodies each of those attributes when you learn about the other 10 qualities. Here is some self-development advice from Michael Saylor. 1. Focus your energy. 2. Guard your time. 3. Train your mind. 4. Train your body. 5. Think for yourself. 6. Carry your friends. 7. Curate your environment. 8. Keep your promises. 9. Be cheerful and constructive. 10. Upgrade the world. In a recent 2-hour interview with the What Bitcoin Did channel, Michael discussed these 10 traits in more detail than he had in his 2021 tweets on them. Michael draws several analogies between adopting these traits to develop your mind, body, and personality and investing in Bitcoin during his perceptive and philosophical conversation with Miller. This is in keeping with his regular style. Michael claims that in addition to having strong fundamentals, Bitcoin is also secure because all common counterparty risks connected with investments in stocks, bonds, real estate, and other asset classes have been carefully removed. Before we hear Michael's incredibly enlightening explanation of Bitcoin and the Bitcoin network, please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to leave your comments and observations in the section below.
I think those rules are interesting because those are thermodynamically sound rules for life. When you say curate your environment, focus your energy, it's all about not dissipating energy. Keep your promise is exactly what Bitcoin does. Stay cheerful and constructive is the Bitcoin message, which is Bitcoin fixes things, Bitcoin can help everybody. And so the idea that I want to create a digital equity without equity risk, and I want to create a digital commodity without commodity risk, and I want to create a computer network without computer risk. And I want to create something which is so simple in its essence that there aren't many moving parts left to break, and yet it's so powerful and profound in its promise that everybody in the world and everything in the world can plug into it and benefit from it, is what makes Bitcoin special. And the whole idea behind those rules for life and the idea of Bitcoin is they're essentially the same. They're in a world where everyone is dissipating their energy. The most rational strategy is to conserve your energy. Conserve it. And Bitcoin is the ultimate conservative thing. We're moving in a world where we can't trust the data and we can't trust the networks. And brain power is about to become a commodity where AIs can generate billions and billions of fake people. And so the real promise of Bitcoin is it's a network that is backed by pure digital power measured in exahash, 350 exahash. And that digital power is something that can't be spoofed, can't be hacked, can't be tricked. There's no way to take a shortcut through it. If you have 100 gigawatts of power and 100 million mining rigs, you might just slow it down, but it would take you 10 years to slow it down. So what Satoshi created is the world's most secure database, accessible via the world's most secure network. And we're living in a world where everybody wants security. You want to call it financial security, national security, cyber security, social security. If you want security, you need to find the most secure network or the most secure resource on Earth. And it's not gold anymore, and it's not land anymore, and it's not anything that can be created by any human being anymore. It has to be something that is transcending all of those human institutions and all human motivations. In essence, it needs to be a network that runs without human intervention. And that is what Satoshi created when Satoshi created Bitcoin. Yeah, I think the past 12 months have been very auspicious. What we're seeing is clarity is coming to the entire crypto space. And the clarity is Bitcoin is a commodity, an asset without an issuer. It is ethical. It is stable. It is virtuous. And the rest of the crypto ecosystem, the crypto exchanges, the cryptocurrencies in the form of stable coins, the crypto tokens, the other crypto applications, they're all being viewed with increased skepticism. And there's an awareness that Bitcoin is not crypto. There's an education process where all the regulators, all the legislators, all the media figures, all the investors are realizing the benefits of the Bitcoin. Bitcoin is an asset without an issuer. And now they're beginning to realize why Bitcoin is a commodity. And the reason why it's a commodity is because it is backed by digital power. And so the appreciation for Bitcoin's energy use and Bitcoin's computational power is growing. The confusion between Bitcoin and crypto is shrinking, disappearing. Capital's flowing from the crypto ecosystem into the Bitcoin network. Development effort and innovation is flowing from the crypto ecosystem to the Bitcoin network. There's an explosion in development effort on Lightning. There's going to be an explosion in all sorts of other development efforts. Anyone that wants to implement a cybersecurity application is going to have to ask the question, how can there be any security in cyberspace if I don't peg it into the Bitcoin network, if it's not built on Bitcoin? Those interested in national security are going to look to Bitcoin to provide cybersecurity and cyberspace for national interest. Those interested in financial security are going to look for the most secure financial asset in the world, and Bitcoin is the most secure financial asset in the world. So in short, although there are people that can focus on negatives, there's the meltdown of Terra, the meltdown of Luna, the meltdown of Celsius, the meltdown of BlockFi, the failure of Alameda, the failure of FTX, the failure of all the crypto tokens, right? The meltdown and failures of the DeFi exchanges, the meltdown of some crypto exchanges, right? And the skepticism that people are taking with regard to crypto tokens that are stable coins. All of those things, which could be viewed in a negative light, are actually positive for Bitcoin, because they're all accelerating the conclusion of the mainstream investor that Bitcoin is special and ethically sound, technically sound, and economically sound. And it's accelerating the understanding of the technology community that Bitcoin is the world's most secure database and the world's most secure network, and maybe in that way the most promising crypto network in the world. And it was a very expensive marketing campaign to convince people in Congress and the Senate, the regulators, and the media that Bitcoin is the world's #1 crypto network, but Bitcoin is also the world's most promising new asset class. But if anything today, if you look at all the utterances of the lawyers, all of the talk on Capitol Hill, if you look at all the regulatory publications, if you look at the mainstream media coverage, what's pretty clear is that the consensus today is Bitcoin is an asset, Bitcoin is special, Bitcoin is a commodity, Bitcoin is without an issuer, Bitcoin is here to stay. Bitcoin is the future.
What do you think about the two Michael's analyses on the place of Bitcoin in the modern world? In the section below, please share your thoughts and views. Additionally, keep an eye out for additional interesting conversations from some of the top minds in the field who attended the Bitcoin conference. Thank you so much for watching.